Hello, my loves. I hope you're doing well. Um, I wanted to talk to you about how you spend your whole life working and stay sane. All right. This happened last. It came up last night. I had a lovely, really lovely evening last night with one of our children and an amazing girlfriend. And at one point, I was just lamenting how much longer I need to work before I can retire. Because even though I find a lot of meaning and satisfaction in my job, I'm getting older, and I'm not old, but I'm learning that things just start slowing down. It's a little harder. I'm not like ready to be put out to pasture yet, but I was like, oh, I've still got to work at this long. And my son, who's just starting his working life, said, "Oh, I've got to work like another 40 years." Um, and actually, I didn't say this, but he might need to work longer. Although he's really good at saving his money and investing it, so he might be able to work for 40 years. Okay, but that is our dilemma, right? How do you work for 40, 50 years? Like, right? How do you do this? 35 years, whatever. Um, that's a long time, and especially when you're young and you're on the beginning side of it, that can seem very overwhelming. Here's the secret: you don't work for 40 years. You work for a day at a time. All right, and every day you go to work and you build your life so you don't have to think about it. Like you don't wake up every day thinking, oh, should I go to work? You accept that as an adult you have to work. Life is work, and no matter what your station in life is, you'll have to do something. So just kind of accept that. And once you can make that shift, that helps. But then here's the other secret: is every day you go to work and you do the best work you can. But you also don't work for a full day. You work an hour at a time. All right. You work a project at a time. And you basically try to concentrate on doing your best work every every minute, every day. But again, you're not thinking in long term. You're just like, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give my very best effort. Um, Now, work, generally speaking, if they pay you to do it, it is not pleasant or it is hard. Okay, like if it was pleasant and not hard, then most people would do it for free. You wouldn't have to pay someone to do it. So just by nature, accept that the fact that they're paying you means, yeah, it is, you have probably kind of a crummy job. Most jobs, to be really honest, most jobs have a high ratio of crumminess. All right, so just accept that too. I think sometimes it's easy to think that there are perfect jobs out there, just like we think there's perfect relationships and perfect, I don't know, marriages and perfect homes and perfect this is and that's. Just not true. All right, so every job will have frustration. That's why they pay you. Um, but here's the other thing: is almost every job in some way involves helping someone. Now, sometimes it might be obvious who you're helping. Other times it might not be. You might be making a product that will help someone, but you're not interacting with them. Still, I find that when I'm frustrated or I'm feeling unfulfilled or whatever, if I just refocus on trying to help people, and now this doesn't have to be life changing. It's not you. We might not change anyone's life, um, but I've learned that I can try to help someone be a little happier. I can try to help someone have a better day. I can try to make sure that in at least my class that day, some student hopefully feels like someone cares about them or they laugh a little or whatever. Um, when we start focusing on others, it really helps us. So, try to find meaning in your work. And all work, there's a great quote I came across the other day by Martin Luther King. I love it. I've got to memorize it. But it's basically, all work is good. All labor is worthwhile if you do it honestly and well. Um, it, I mean, ideally, you find a job you kind of like and that works for you, and that, but just work is important. Life is work, and there's dignity in any kind of work. Just do it well. And if you try to do your work well, you generally will be happy at work. Try to make sure you show up on time. Like, do the little things. Show up on time, follow the rules, and you know what? There always will be people who don't follow the rules, and they'll get away with it, and the bosses don't notice it or don't seem to do anything about it. And it is so frustrating. Like, it is. But this is everywhere I've worked. It's been like that, and you can just go crazy. Like if you worry about it, you'll just go crazy. You just have to let it go. All right, be the one who is reliable and responsible. Be the one that everyone knows they can count on. Be the one that the boss knows they can count on. Be the one that the customers know they can count on. And just um, if you work on giving your best effort at work, work will be better. It will go faster. And honestly, you'll be more successful, most likely, too. That kind of thing stands out very quickly. So, anyway, I hope that makes sense. Last thought, I know I've already gone too long. My grandma loved to work, and like she worked hard her whole life. She was like World War II, greatest generation. She worked in like the Air Force plants making bombs, I think, or airplanes or something. I forget exactly what it was. During the war, and then she got married, and then she like raised a family, and she was up at like 5 every morning and washing and cleaning and cooking, and her house was immaculate. Like, she treated it like a real job, and then she'd volunteer in the community. And she and my grandpa were always doing hard physical labor to clean up things and plant flowers. And at any rate, I once asked her why she liked to work so much because it seemed a little obsessive, to me as a 15-year-old. And she said, Braden, life is work. And the sooner you can learn to be happy doing work, the sooner you'll be happy in life because you're going to spend your life working. Uh, Grandma was right. Try to find little joy. Love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I want you to be happy. And this whole thing about work is a big part of it. Love you all. Your internet grandpa.